everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Let's Be Creative with the LBC. Today we're going to keep on going in this series about learning how to play this delightful little instrument called the ukulele. And in the first lesson we learned about tuning using one of the many available free apps to tune. And then in the second lesson we talked about getting started with your first two easy chords, the C and the A minor. And if you'd like to check out either one of those videos, you can check the description. There'll be links to the last two lessons. And today we're going to add another chord, and this chord is going to use two fingers, and this chord is called the F. So let's get started. Okay, so in the last lesson we learned two chords, the C and the A minor. And today, before we actually learn the F, I'd like to talk about chord charts. So let's look at a chord chart. Here's what a blank chord chart looks like. It's basically the neck of the ukulele, and it basically will look like this. You can see that people draw them different ways, but mostly the top line is the nut right here that the strings pass over, and then you have the first fret, second fret, third fret, and that's the drawing that you're given. And here's the first string, second string, third string, fourth string. So then once you have the blank drawing, the dots that go on the drawing denote where your fingers should be and what string and what fret it should be on for you to make that chord. So for example, our C chord, which is the third fret of the first string, which I'm playing here right now, would look like this in a chord chart. You can see that here is my third finger. It's on the third fret of the first string. So that's what it looks like in real life, and that's what it would look like on a chord chart. The second chord that we learned, the A minor, you have your second fret on, your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and this is the way it looks when you play it. Your finger has to arc up over the other strings. It can't touch the other strings. And then this is what it would look like in a chord chart. That's an A minor. And sometimes the string numbers will be written, sometimes not. So you'll have to know which one is the first string. And the more you look at chord charts, they're always the same. So you'll always assume that the first string is where you see it. And my chord chart has a number to make it even easier to read, but not all of them do. So that's the A minor. And then for our new chord today, F, this is what it looks like. You take the A minor, here's the A minor, and you add one more finger to it, and that finger is your first finger, and it goes on the first fret of the second string. And again, my knuckles are bent, my fingers are sticking straight up in the air, not touching the other strings. And when you put that first finger on the first fret of the second string, and you've already got that finger that you were making A minor with, now you have an F. And so just one finger, here's the A minor, and just by adding one finger, totally changes the feel of the chord, and it totally changes the name of the chord. So that is the A minor, and then you add the F. And here's what an F would look like if you saw it in a chord chart. So let's try to put some of these chords together. A link to a PDF file that you can download in the description. And we're going to play a few exercises, and you can see across the top there are chord charts for 4 chords. You've got the C, the A minor, and the F. And then the chord that we'll be doing next time is the G. If you're feeling ambitious, you can go for that this week. We're not going to deal with the G today. It's a little bit more tricky. It's got 3 fingers, but we are going to try to play some of the exercises on the PDF. So if you look at exercise number 1, you will see that there are boxes and those boxes are called measures in music. And so basically the way it works is the person who's writing the music puts a chord, and then if you're going to play the same chord multiple times, you can put the slash sign to let the player know, I want you to play a C, and then I want you to play it 3 more times. So in that first measure, there are 4 Cs. And then if you go to the second measure, there are also, again, 4 Cs. Then in the third measure, we're on the first line of exercise 1, there is an A minor, and then another measure with A minor. Now, if you look at the very end of the song, there are 2 bars. Those are called bar lines, the ones that are going down. There are 2 bar lines, whereas in between all the other measures, there's just 1 bar line. And the 2 bar lines at the end is the stop sign in music. That's called a double bar, and it means the piece is over, or in this case, the exercise. So basically, we're going to play 2 measures of C, 4 beats each. So that'll be a total of 8 Cs. Then we'll switch to A minor. We'll play a total of 8. Then, since there's no double bar at the end of the first line, we'll go to the second line, play 8 Cs, and then play 8 A minors, and then we do see a double bar, so we'll stop. So let's play it together. Let's play exercise 1 that just has our first 2 chords, C and A minor. Okay, so here we go. Let's try it. Get your C ready. And so we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Switch to A minor. Back to C, second line. And then A minor. And we just played exercise 1. Exercise 2 has C and F in it. So we're going to go from C to the F chord. And so you get your C. We're going to play 2 groups of 4, so that'll be 8 Cs, and then 2 groups of 4 on the F. No double bar at the end, so then we'll go to the second line and play 8 Cs again and 8 Fs, and then we do see the double bar, so that we will end there. So let's try it. We're going to go from C to F, back to C. Now, this can be a more challenging switch. Instead of just going from C to A minor back to F, C to A minor back to C, when you're going to the F, this might take a little longer. So eventually, our goal is to play the chords without missing a beat, to switch without missing a beat. But in this exercise, I'm going to just do a brief pause so that you can take your time to get your fingers to F and then back to C. So let's try it. So we start with our C. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, everybody get your fingers in the F position and do 8 Fs. Ready, go. All right, now go back to the C. And then back to the F. All right, sounding good. Now, let me do that exercise with no pause for the switch. This is our goal. You may not be able to do this right away, but eventually you want to try to do it like this. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so for today, to end up, let's try to put all 3 chords in an exercise. Let's do 8 C's, which would be 2 groups of 4. Each time when I say 8, I'm really talking about 2 measures of 4. 8 C's, 8 A minors, 8 F's, and then back to 8 C's to finish. I'm going to go slowly, but it still may be a little too fast to do your switches as quickly as you'd like to. So if you miss a few beats, go as quickly as you can. The more you do this, the faster you'll get. And pretty soon you'll just be doing it because your fingers remember where to go. And so here we go. Let's try it. Let's start on C. I'll call it out as we're going. We're going to start with 8 C's. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, go to the A minor. Then put your finger down for F, leaving the A minor finger there. Then go back to the C. Nicely done. All right. So we're expanding the way we play. We're expanding our knowledge of chords. And with those 3 chords, some of you could probably even sit there and just write a song and make something up just to those 3 chords. We're going to add 1 more chord next week, and then we are actually going to try to start playing some songs. So the more you can practice, the better and the more comfortable you're going to feel with doing those switches. Be patient, don't be hard on yourself, especially if this is a new skill that you're trying to pick up. It is a little tricky at first, but you can do it. So I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time.